Hey there, my name's Chiel. I'm a hydrangea VTuber who streams on Twitch and posts various content on YouTube. I've been posting ASMR stuff lately, but I wanted to shake things up a bit and also get into posting vlogs. But Chiel, why are you attempting to break my immersion? Well, I have a big trip coming up that I really want to share with you, but also because maybe, just maybe, this will encourage me to do the unthinkable at least once a month. Touch grass. That, and I also got a new phone and I wanted to test out its camera. So that's how I ended up going to Astra Lumina, an enchanted night walk amongst the stars over at the South Coast Botanic Garden. This event is billed as an immersive night walk experience, and if you know anything about me, I really like stars. So much so that I was originally thinking of becoming an astronomy-based VTuber instead. Which, maybe I should have? That way I don't have to explain what the heck a hydrangea is to everyone. But that's beside the point. The event itself was interesting. Just a word of warning though, the event featured a number of flashing lights, so if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, you may want to avoid watching. You're first greeted by a bunch of cute lights in the welcome area, where you can get yourself a special cocktail at the bar, browse the experience map, or use the only restroom available. Once you step onto that trail, you aren't allowed to backtrack, so make sure you empty those bladders, kids. Each zone features a number of beautiful lights paired with some nice atmospheric music. There was a little sign at the start of each zone indicating what it's supposed to represent. First up, we've got the Astra Archway. There's a good amount of walking between each zone, allowing you a little breather in between, so it's not just pretty lights blasting in your face the entire time. Watch your step though. It's dark and the ground is uneven at points, so make sure you wear some good shoes. Although the starlight lanterns are pretty basic at their core, since they're just those constellation lamps with words etched into them, the sheer size and number of them really help to make it stand out. I honestly feel like the footage doesn't capture just how pretty it was in person. Falling Stars featured a giant cylinder with lights. I felt like the music made this entire zone seem a little ominous. My favorite zone would have to be Stardust Rays. The entire zone was filled with fog, making the lights even more mystical than ever. It was a tad bit disorienting at times, making trying to avoid bumping into someone and not tripping over the uneven ground a little difficult. From pictures I had seen online, I thought the celestial trail was filled with tiny little mushrooms. I was a bit disappointed to find out that they were just normal lights, but it was still pretty nonetheless. In total, there are 9 zones, each featuring something unique. However, after the Celestial Trail, I felt like things got less interesting. You get a video projected on a giant circle, aim lab, a giant disco ball, and lastly, some sticks. Overall, it was pretty, but I just wasn't all that impressed, especially with the last few areas. The music also got a little samey at points. There are only so many ahs one can take before the magical feeling behind it gets lost. I really wish each zone had its own distinct and unique soundtrack. The crowds of people certainly didn't help my appreciation either. It was difficult to get fully immersed in the experience when surrounded by people trying to talk over the music and trying to avoid bumping into each other. With the tickets costing $34 to $38 for entry, plus $8 to $20 for parking, I'm not so sure the 60-minute walk was worth the trip. But hey, I got to test out my new phone's camera, go outside for a change, and finally get started on this vlogging as a VTuber thing, so I guess we're still winning? Anyway, thanks for checking out my first vlog. Do you think the lights made for an ethereal getaway, or did they seem more like glorified Christmas lights to you? What kind of vlogs would you like to see in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to water your plants, and I'll see you next time. Bye!